Well, something happened in my class this week that really reminded me that teaching our profession is, extends beyond the ABCs and the 1, 2, 3s. And let me just tell you what happened. So I arranged with my assistant principal and the cafeteria manager. I arranged for every morning 2 breakfasts to be brought to my classroom because I became aware just from my observation that I had like at least 2 kids who were not eating breakfast in the morning before they were coming into class. And even though my school offers like free breakfast and free lunch, they were arriving to class late, kind of looking like they had just gotten out of bed and kind of rushed to school without having breakfast. And so I said, okay, we know that when you're hungry, sometimes you can't concentrate, sometimes you can't really focus. And I was saying, okay, let me try to meet that need or fill that gap rather, so that when they come in, that maybe they can take about 5 or 10 minutes to eat and then kind of jump into the lesson. And, with one of my students who I actually give the breakfast to in the morning, I asked them, I said, okay, did you eat breakfast at home? Are you sure you didn't eat breakfast at home? Because really, that's about 15-20 minutes of instructional time that they're missing to eat breakfast. And I'm kind of allowing that to happen, but I really want the kids to be coming in ready and prepared to work because we have a lot of work to do. And so I asked them, I said, did you eat breakfast at home? I kind of was a little bit more questioning. And that student was like, my mom, we don't have food in the house. We won't have food until Friday, until my mom gets paid. So no, I know I didn't eat breakfast. I would like to eat breakfast. And I kind of stopped. And I actually had another parent who was dropping off their kid at the door, and they overheard, and they kind of stopped, and we kind of looked at each other for a second. And my heart just sank and tears came to my eyes. And I said, you know what? Our job and our profession as teachers, we do wear so many hats. I had a video about that before, which states all the hats, not even all of them, but a lot of the hats that we wear as teachers. And then I was laughing with my colleague because we were like, okay, not only am I a teacher, but I'm a nurse and I'm a doctor. Why? Because I'm dealing with accidents, I'm dealing with Band-Aids and boo-boos and all of those things all day. Maintenance, because if something breaks in my classroom, I'm finding myself flipping switches on and off just to try to make sure the air is working and things like that. I remember one time I almost electrocuted myself. My pencil sharpener was down and I was like, had a metal piece trying to unhinge what was like stuck, and then I realized the pencil sharpener was still plugged in. I am an exterminator. If there are bugs in the classroom or lizards in the classroom or any type of spiders or anything like that, that's me. I'm going to be going and killing them or getting them out of the classrooms. But I said, you know what? This is why I teach. This is why I'm doing this job and sacrificing and giving to these children, because I want to be here for kids who need help. It's not just your ABCs or your 1, 2, 3s. It's being able to see them through life's challenges and to be able to be that comfort and that help and that aid if they need it, even outside of, the academics of school. And so I just wanted to share that story. I'm kind of getting teary-eyed now. It really got me thinking about the pros and the cons of teaching. Some of the reasons why I jump up and get up and have a smile on my face and I'm driving to work and I want to come to work. There are a couple of reasons that I wanted to share with you on this video on today. So as many of you know, I teach kindergarten, and every single day I get, I love you, I love you. I get so many hugs. My kiddos even pick flowers for me. It's kind of like weeds. They'll pick the flower weeds for me and give them to me when they head out to recess. And I just get so many smiles and hugs, and I miss you and I love you. And it just really warms my heart. They're so sincere. They're little, I have 5 and 6-year-olds. And so it's just so sincere. And I just really feel the love and I really feel the warmth when I'm teaching or just when I come in, during my day. Even if I'm having a bad day and my students are not necessarily behaving the way that I want them to behave, they'll just look up at me and smile. And I just kind of inside, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I love these kids. I love these children. And I'm just so glad that I'm being able to be blessed, right, to be their teacher. So I would say, you know what, those hugs and those I love yous, they really are special and they really make my day. Another thing that I love about teaching is I love to see like the growth of a child academically. For me, for kindergarten, sometimes they come in all clumsy and they come in not being able to hold a pencil, not being able to, know their letters and sounds, really the kind of like the basics. And, by the end of the year, they're writing sentences. At the end of the year, they're reading. They're more confident. They are being able to identify words. We'll be walking to like the cafeteria and they're like, oh my gosh, that word is they, or that word is made, or they'll start reading sentences and they surprise themselves. They're like, I can read that sentence. I know what it's saying. So not only can they read it, but they can understand what it's saying. The sentence is saying, and they're just like, oh my gosh. And I'm just inside like, oh my gosh, I'm so proud of you. So really seeing the growth of a child and seeing them go from just, like I said, being, at least at my grade level, kind of helpless and not really, understanding letters and sounds and understanding what, different sentences are and written print, concepts, to going from that, being that green into like, oh my gosh, recognizing and reading and being able to comprehend and share, not just with me, but with, their fellow peers, what's being read. So yeah, I get tickled every single time. It never fails. Whenever I see that light bulb go off and I see those connections being made and they are like, oh my gosh, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So it excites me and it just reinvigorates me and makes me say, you know what, they're getting it, and what I'm pouring out is really effective and it's really sticking to the brains, and they're really learning. So yeah, the aha moment is just a beautiful thing to see. And when you speak about connections and seeing kids have that like kind of aha moment, I just wanted to show you this. I had a student that actually brought me this, and I know you're going to say, okay, Shay, this is like a paper towel holder and this is a sheet of paper. But I was talking to my kiddos about like dreams and making your dreams come true. And I told my students about Dr. Mae Jemison and how she was an astronaut, how she dreamt about being a doctor, how she followed her dreams. I shared with my students, I said, one night, ask your parents if it's not rainy or if it's not too late, if you could sit outside and look up at the sky and you could share your dreams with them. Well, this is what my student brought me. She has a telescope. She said, this is a telescope. And she said, this is for you because I know that you have dreams, and I know I want you to go outside and look up at the sky, and I want you to think about your dreams, and I want you to see the stars, and I want your dreams to come true. And I was like, oh my gosh, that is the most precious, the most kind thing. And I was like, I've had this for, I don't know, a couple of months now, but I was just like, I sure will. And she was like, and then maybe you can tell your mom your dreams, and then your dreams can come true as well, because I know you have dreams too. So yeah, it's those moments where I say, you know what I do is like, you can't put a price tag on it. Like, these moments are so beautiful and they're so genuine and organic, and they just really melt your heart. So yes, I love it when my kiddos make connections, but I also love it when they lead with love or caring, and they also, are able to make that connection to another person to say, you know what, it's not just about me, but also my teacher or also my friends or even my parents have hopes and dreams, and I want the best for them as well. So yeah, nothing but hugs. I'm about to cry. So sweet. I think I'll have this, I don't know, forever. Someone will be like, why do you have that? I'm like, no, that's my telescope. It's for me to follow my dreams. Now for me, in the beginning of the school year, a lot of my kiddos, maybe they haven't been away from their parents for like a long period of time. They're still babies. Even if they were in pre-K, a lot of them were in pre-K for like half of the day, maybe for a couple of hours, but not for the full length of the day. So in the beginning of the year, oh my gosh, you're talking about crying and tears. And I mean, it probably takes about a good month, the first month of school, about 4 weeks. I would even say sometimes 6 weeks for some students to stop crying and stop, just being, very stressed about being separated from their parents. And I just really enjoy at this grade level seeing their growth and being independent and confident. They go from kind of on their parents' coattails and kind of hiding up under them, to saying, okay, wait, no, I can do this, or I can get my backpack, or I know how to take out my folder. Okay, go, mom and dad, I'm okay. And moms and dads are looking at me like, oh, my baby's growing up, and I'm like, yeah, they are. And the classroom jobs, I actually give my students classroom jobs, and it really helps them to feel like they're contributing to our classroom environment, and that to know that they play a pivotal role in our classroom. And it helps them to be independent, and helps them to, be thinkers and to really be decision makers. So I just really enjoy seeing my little kiddos go from that kind of sheepish, shy, crying little child to being just very confident. I even have one student, oh my gosh, when he leads the line, he goes from kind of being really playful, he's a little bit babyish, but when I put him as line leader, oh, he sat up and he was marching, and I just said, he is a leader, and he was saying, come on, and you could just see those skills and abilities being developed, or see them coming out of him. And I just really enjoy seeing that out of my students. Like I said, it's not just about ABCs and 1, 2, 3s, but it's about developing them emotionally, socially, behaviorally, seeing where their strengths lie, giving them opportunities to shine and opportunities to try new things, even to see what it is they like or don't like, and things like that. So yeah, I just really enjoy seeing the confidence being built in my kiddos. And I know that the teaching profession has changed over the years. I really feel like, teachers at one point in time really were highly regarded, like in our society, that I really felt like parents really kind of revered teachers and felt like, okay, wait a minute, let me listen to what the teacher is saying or not saying. Let me be available to when the teacher needs me. I'm not just blaming the teacher, but I'm being a partner with the teacher. I do think some of that has changed. I've seen it change throughout the years, but I really understand and know that the role that we play in the lives of our students is really pivotal. I mean, aside from the parents, my kiddos, I'm like the next person in line that they're seeing the most of throughout their day and throughout their week. And what I say really does matter. What I say can positively or negatively impact and affect their day, or positively or negatively impact their, ability to be confident or to be secure and things like that. And I tell my parents all the time, whenever the new year starts and the new school year starts, I share with them, I say, I'm blessed to be able to teach your child. It's not the other way around. They're not blessed to have me as their strong teacher, but I am blessed to be in a role, in a position to be able to take that mind of theirs and to expose them and to grow them and to really nurture them and then watch them shine. So, we as teachers, our roles, regardless of whether or not people really see that or understand that, even if, our status has kind of gone down, meaning like, people don't really regard us in a high or a strong light anymore. But our role and the impact that we have on our students is undeniable. And I just really feel blessed to be able to be in this position, to be able to nurture and to grow and to cultivate a mind for the time that they're with me. So, teachers, we just going to keep on pushing it out. The end of the school year is around the corner. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. And my kiddos, I'm going to miss them. My kiddos that I had last year, every time they see me, they are just like going wild and like, I love you. And, thanks for being my teacher. And it just warms my heart. So let's just push it out. We've got a little bit more to go until the school year is over. But let's just also, teachers, if you're a teacher, let's just remember that the role that we have is pivotal, is vital to the development and the total development of each and every child. And we're going to do our best to cultivate a classroom and an environment of love and mutual respect, an environment where our kiddos feel safe, where we can actually observe them and be able to try to meet their physical, their emotional, their behavioral, their academic need as best we can. If we can, of course, we make the necessary referrals, and we're just going to continue to thrive and shine. So that's it for me. Have a great one, and I'll see you on the next video.